Hello, thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've been wanting to talk about this for ages, and now that a friend finally got one, we can dive into his experience. Quick note before we begin, there's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details. Let's begin by examining the insights provided by our first reviewer.
This reviewer found this ergonomic mouse to be a premium and unique device that is almost perfect. Right from the start, they were impressed by its high-quality fit and finish, noting that the build is perhaps the best they have ever encountered. All the parts of the outer shell meet with tight, consistent seams, and the material itself has a pleasant and distinct satiny texture that is neither glossy nor completely matte. A standout feature for our reviewer was the satisfying feel of the buttons, which provide a great tactile response while also being truly silent, making them practically inaudible over the gentle hum of a desktop computer. In terms of daily use, the comfort is excellent. This client, who has large hands and uses a palm grip, found that this device fit perfectly. They appreciated the versatility of having multiple wireless modes as well as a wired option. The inclusion of a side scroll ball was seen as a neat bonus feature, and they even preferred using it over a traditional scroll wheel. However, the experience wasn't entirely flawless, with a couple of design choices falling short. Our reviewer found the placement of the back and forward thumb buttons to be inconvenient, situated just a little too low and forward for easy access. Additionally, while the small onboard screen is a cool concept for checking settings, its position and downward sloping angle make it impossible to read at a glance without physically picking the mouse up. Despite these minor gripes, the overall first impression is overwhelmingly positive, and this device stands out as a well-built and thoughtfully designed piece of hardware.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer was pushed to find an ergonomic solution due to significant hand and finger pain from spending upwards of 12 hours a day at their computer. While a longtime fan of a different style of mouse, the extended usage had become unbearable, prompting a search for a more comfortable alternative. After considering some of the more well-known, pricier vertical options, our reviewer was hesitant to invest without being sure it would meet their needs. What ultimately sold them on this particular ergonomic mouse was its unique wrist slider attachment, which seemed like a smart way to prevent the side of their wrist from aching. The relief was almost immediate, with their hand feeling better within the first hour of use. After just a week, the finger pain that had been a constant issue was completely gone. The experience was so transformative that they quickly purchased a second unit for another workstation, and have since acquired more to ensure one is always available at each of their computers. For those using a Mac, this client reports that the device works very well. The scroll wheel and thumb buttons are fully functional, and they offer a helpful tip for new users: adjust the pointer speed using the dedicated button on top. This simple tweak prevents the cursor from feeling uncontrollable while getting used to the new hand position. A minor hiccup was noted when trying to copy and paste between their main operating system and a virtual machine, but this was easily solved by using keyboard shortcuts. Finally, the wrist attachment, which was the initial draw, lived up to expectations. While removable, our reviewer finds it essential, as it helps the entire hand glide smoothly across the desk.
Cool. Let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer purchased this ergonomic mouse in white, though they really wanted the green version, which of course became available shortly after their purchase. Despite the initial color disappointment, this client has been mostly happy with their choice. The white finish, surprisingly, has held up well, though some discoloration is noticeable where fingers rest. While this client appreciates the RGB lighting, they find it a bit pointless. The lights turn off quickly, seemingly as a battery-saving measure, which is good, but they wish the lighting would stay on longer when not in use. For those with smaller hands, this mouse might feel a tad large, as it does to our reviewer. It's still usable, but occasionally feels awkward. This client uses the back button frequently, but has to adjust their hand to reach the forward button. The side scroll ball is a fun novelty, even if not used often. The middle scroll wheel is solid, textured, and has remained clean. It's not the smoothest scroll, but it works fine. The mouse clicks are quite loud, something to consider if you prefer a quieter mouse. The real selling point, according to our reviewer, is the OLED screen. It's a fantastic feature, showing the battery level and DPI settings. However, you need to lift the mouse to see it clearly, and they wish they could customize the font. The mouse also came with a magnetic wrist rest, which this client hasn't used much due to size constraints on their current setup. Overall, our reviewer really likes this mouse, even though they wish it were a bit smaller and that they had waited to buy it in green.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you next time.